Welcome to Territory Talk, presented by Rex Cut Abrasives, where real salespeople have real sales conversations. I'm your host, Matt Desrosiers.
And I'm your co-host, Jonathan Costa.
And let's talk territory. Episode 0. What is going on, everybody? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm excited to get this going.
We've talked about this. We've planned and planned and planned. I mean, look at the production.
Yeah,
Territory Talk, episode 0. So basically, expectations today, Jonathan and I, we just want to talk about the show. We want to talk about what to expect from us, who we are as salesmen, as hosts. We want to talk about what you guys will get from tuning in every single week to listen to Territory Talk.
Yeah, we want to give you a little bit of the vision on when Matt and I were sitting down and talking about this over a couple drinks. Matt pitched me the idea. I thought it was great. We sat with our executive team and our board and came up with a plan that we think will be, beneficial to kind of kick this show off the ground. So I'm excited, man. It's going to be fun.
And, this show is not about, we're not pitching you anything. We're not trying to lecture anyone about sales.
Right.
This is a safe spot. This is, like you said, over a couple of drinks, the inception of this came about. This is supposed to be a sit-down conversation where real salespeople talk about real sales conversations, talking about, fun things from the road, challenges we face in our industries. It's about getting to know salespeople at the person level and really just acting like you're at the bar. Because if you're in sales, odds are you've had a couple outings at the bar.
Yep.
And that's what this is all about. And the thing I do want to say, you mentioned how this all came about. We didn't have to pitch us to the board. That's how good of salesmen we are. We convinced our bosses to let us do this. We're part of an abrasive manufacturer. We're in blue collar. We are, a premium surface solutions company here in Massachusetts. We were able to pitch the higher ups that the boys should get a couple microphones and talk a little sales.
Yeah.
This says a lot about us.
I think a little bit of background about Rex Cut. Just briefly, we've been an abrasive manufacturer since 1928.
Yes.
Recently, we kind of stepped up our game. We got a new logo. We got a new plan. So we're coming in hot in 2026 with a little bit of a better push behind our products. We got a lot of new products that we're kind of really looking forward to show you guys, and some little commercials spread here and there. So if you're into abrasives or welding or the industrial space, stay tuned. We got some cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I'm really excited to show you guys what we do, why we're here, how we operate, and talk a little bit of sales.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a show for just abrasives.
Right.
It's not a show just for what we do. We want to talk about everything in sales.
Right.
There's so many different aspects of sales: outside sales, inside sales, starting your business, entrepreneurship, car dealership. There's so many things about sales that are so interesting. And, we've been at this now for a few years, and we've had a number of different hats. We've been upstairs in the office. We've been downstairs in the office, on the road, local. We've done it all here in this industry, but we want to share it with the viewers. We want to talk about sales. So, if you're thinking about getting into sales, this is the show for you. This is the show where you can kind of know what it's really like, not the textbook buttoned up tip 1, tip 2, tip 3 thing. No, this is about what it's like, what's fun about it, what's challenging about it. And we're going to talk to a bunch of different salespeople all over, in terms of what they do, what they sell. We're going to talk to them all.
I want to talk a little bit about the benefits of using the family of Sigma Green grinder wheels for your toughest grinding applications. So some of the benefits of using the Sigma Green grinding wheels will be noticeable right away. They're extremely fast cutting and noticeably vibration and chatter free. The family of Sigma Green grinding wheels allow excellent operator control. They grind smooth and quiet. They minimize operator fatigue, allowing a controlled grinding experience. They cut very cool and will not discolor or warp stainless.
All right, Matt, why don't you start and give us a little bit of background on you briefly? If you give us a few points. Who are you? What do you do? Why are you here?
Well, my name is Matt Desrosiers. I like long walks on the beach and selling abrasives. No, but I've been doing sales now for 5 years. Seems like a lot longer than that, but we've kind of, like I said, here at a smaller company, we've worn a bunch of different hats. But I'm now outside regional sales manager, tacking the pavement out on the road. And in just these, half decade of work, I've met so many people that's taught me so many different things and not just in our industry. We're talking about having conversations. We go to a huge conference. We're at Timmy O'Toole's, Chicago, Illinois, meeting some people that do sales of this variety or
Software,
of that
could be
thing.
anything.
Could be anything. So I've learned so much in such a short period of time that I'm very excited to sit down in these nice leather chairs and talk it up with you each and every week, and then with a guest. But a little bit more about me. I've been in some version of sales most of my adult life, retail space, now in the industrial space. I've worked for sporting goods stores, hat stores. I worked at a metal shop before this, believe it or not. So the technical side of things, I guess this was kind of born to do this in a little bit of a ways. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. Is I'm outgoing. I'm a talkative guy. And I think at the end of the day, that's kind of what you need to be in sales. Is you got to be a people person. You got to not be afraid to put yourself out there and not be afraid to yuck it up with a stranger or kind of put yourself in a way that maybe they don't necessarily like you. But you got to be confident. You got to be able to do those things. And I think that's a lot of what I kind of bring to the table, if you will.
Right. What do you do for fun? I mean, I know, but I want you. To tell them.
All right.
Like
So for fun, I'm a sports guy. First and foremost, I love everything sports, fantasy sports. I used to play sports. Cal State Stanislaus. So I went. Joe Ryan, shout out Warriors, baby.
Jason Kelsey lookalike.
I've won a Jason Kelsey lookalike contest. I wish I could win a Travis Kelsey lookalike contest as a guy who could pull a Taylor Swift. But no, I've married, I've kids, so I do the dad stuff now. But at almost 40 years of age, turns out a lot of what I find fun is really just these type of conversations, whether it's at home, my wife, or talking on the road. I like to talk. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on you, Jonathan. Tell people listening, what a little bit about you. I've talked now for the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. So my name's Jonathan. I work in national account sales here at the company. So instead of more territorial regional, I do more of the big box houses, more data driven selling, some more time behind a computer versus on the road. But I'm okay with that. I've been at Rex Cut for 7-8 years. Started here working in the factory, just like Matt did. He's been here a lot longer than I have.
Well, don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Okay.
But no, I love this company. I think it's a great place to be. We have really good employees, and I'm proud to be here. For fun, I'm a drummer. I played drums my entire life. I have my own wedding band. So talking about sales, pretty much all I do all day long is figure out how to sell myself, my company's products, my band's services. It's all across the board, man. So a lot of my time is spent on figuring out how to push brands, market products, market services. I love to do it. I love to play drums. It's super fun. It's my favorite thing to do. It's pretty much about it here.
I'm going to say this so he doesn't have to. He rocks also. Good band, fun band.
It might not look like it, but
well, I mean, maybe we'll splice in some band footage.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
But I'm going to ask you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. The lights, they're bright. I'm going to put you on the spot. What's something that, when it comes to sales in an industry like abrasives, as opposed to selling the band, what are some similarities found there? Because that's something I've always kind of admired about you when we talk about your band. It's usually where you playing, what's the set list look like. But you've also mentioned that you kind of, get you guys out there. You book the shows. You kind of sell the band, like you said, the service of the band. What's some similarities? Like, what are some things you've learned from the band you brought to Rex Cut and vice versa?
Right. So the way that I see it is providing and proving value. Right. So with abrasives, it's not always about, price or lead times or delivery. It's about the value of the product and what value it's going to give the customer, whether it be, cost savings or longevity, things like that. With the band, I have to prove the value of the customer booking my band versus somebody else's. And there's a lot of good bands out there in the space, just like there's a lot of good abrasive manufacturers. But you have to prove through value and service on why somebody should deal with you or shouldn't deal with you, right? So with the band, it's a lot about more, response time, providing multiple services instead of just, we'll play your reception. It's more of, I can do your ceremony. I'll do your cocktail hour.
Yeah.
I can, sell you uplighting. So providing value in terms of adding services together. That's where it separates, I don't want to say good bands from bad bands, but bands that are a cut above everybody else. That's how I see it. So it's very similar to, I feel like a lot of sales, but just industrial sales and abrasive sales in general. It's not always about the dollar amount on the PO. It's about the value of the product that you're selling and how you can prove it. And that matters differently to many different people, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see it is value and service.
Yeah. I mean, what's the saying? Nothing's too expensive if you could provide the value.
Right. Yeah.
You could say, I don't want to spend $40,000 on a Toyota Corolla. Spend $40,000 on a Lamborghini. If you could provide the value, doesn't matter about the price. You can go up or down on that scale if you could provide the value. But I'm going to ask you this because there's a lot that's going on with Rex Cut, right? We talked about the new logo, the new rollout, the new podcast, everything. So what's something, Jonathan, that you're looking to get out of this show, Territory Talk? What's something that you want the people to know? And to cap it, what's the value that we're going to bring to our listeners?
Right. So I don't want to sound cliche, but most importantly, I'm looking to learn from our guests, and our guests are going to span a wide variety of different types of people. So you're talking about, it could be restaurant owners, photographers, band guys, musicians, other abrasive companies, people that sell sales and sales services and software. There's a different way to sell everything.
Yeah.
It's all rooted in the same concepts, but I'm most importantly, I guess, looking to learn from other people on some tips and some tricks and not necessarily advice, but just how they do it. And, it's always good to add something else in your toolbox, right?
That's right.
That toolbox that you take on the road, on the plane, on the train. It's important to be able to have different things to pull out depending on the customer. All customers are different, right? We got some rough runs. We got some easy ones. We got some challenging ones. So the more tools you have in your toolbox, the easier it is for you to adapt to the customer, right?
Yeah. And I'm glad you got this out of the way, episode 0. This is just a selfish endeavor for you and I to be better salesmen.
Right.
We want to take you along.
That's a part of it. Yeah. We want to learn.
We want to learn, but at the end of the day, we want to learn from the best. We want to get to know people in all different sales. And like you said, add things with tool belts. And that's kind of what I pitched you at the end of the day when we first started this thing anyway, was, this is a good way to get the Rex Cut logo out there, but it's also a good way for us to learn a thing or two when it comes to sales. So I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes you got to be honest with the folks, they watch for a reason. But no, this is going to be a show at the end of the day where you can tune in for some entertainment, some fun road stories, maybe learn about the parts of sales that you won't learn in school, you won't learn in a textbook, you won't learn, listening to different sales books. I've now taken in a dozen sales books and ways to get better at this, that, and the other. But this show is really more about the atmosphere of sales, the conversations that are had when 2 sales guys, 3 sales guys, 18 salespeople go to a conference, the things that we talk about when we're not pitching, when we're not bringing, benefits and key features and sales pitches,
pricing,
and when we're not out there trying to get a PO, the things we're just talking about when we're just kind of shooting the breeze with each other, that is what this show is all about.
Exactly.
So we want to make sure that you guys tune in each and every week. We'll have a new episode dropping, either the 2 of us talking over a certain topic, but mostly it's going to be a lot of interview style things where we bring in a salesperson from all different places, all different walks of sales, and we'll just chop it up, talk sales each and every week. And that's what we're going to bring.
That's it, baby. We're here to chop it up, learn a little bit, have a couple good laughs, enjoy ourselves, and hopefully provide something to the viewers that is entertaining and helpful.
Real sales people having real sales conversations. We'll see you next time. Peace. If you like what you just saw, make sure you hit that like button. If you want to be part of Territory Talk, please leave a comment. Let us know, what is your best sales story? It doesn't matter if it happened in the office, on the road, or at home. Let Jonathan and I know what your favorite, your most important, your craziest war sales story is. And whatever you do, please smash that like button and make sure you turn on your notifications so you'll know exactly when a new episode of Territory Talk drops. And last, but certainly not least, head on over to www.rexcut.com for all your premium surface solution needs.